have released the dog. I'm Lil Rick the gamer, do it 100% gamer, bro. No one else working hard, I will do it for the damage. Can't contain my flow. I need to play a game for sure. Maybe RTS or RPG or maybe even MMO.
Gamer Dude 2088, and we're back for another Skylanders Ring of Heroes video. And as always, if you like the content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, turn those post notifications on so you can be the first to view my content. Catch me at twitch.tv/GamerDude2088 Monday through Friday, generally 9 p.m. Eastern to 4 a.m. usually. Might change that schedule, might change, but we'll see. But let's get into the video. So, as you can see with the title, we are talking about Tough Luck versus Stealth Elf. Who's better? Who's the greatest? Who's the champion? We're about to go over a few things right now, and we can get you into perspective. Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about Tough Luck here. So with Tough Luck, let's go into her skills. Since I got her built, let's go into her skills. Check her out. First skill here, Garden of Pain. So requires 2 mana, 15-second cooldown, so a little above average on the 2 mana cost. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Makes it really efficient. 2 to endurance. Attacks 1 enemy, and it says slashes blades at the enemy and casts diminish for 3 turns. 3 turns. Got some good stuff going on here with the skill ups as well, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We're gonna go to the second skill. Green Thumb. This one 5 mana cost. 5 mana cost. Pretty steep for 5-second cooldown, which means it's up pretty fast too. Hits 1 enemy, does 2 endurance damage, and it says jump into the enemy and stab. 50% chance to heal herself if enemy has debuffs. You know, with the bomb meta and everything that's going on, you know, you apply the bomb, she come in, boom, hit, heal, done. Well, 50% chance, so kinda, sorta. And it doesn't skill up past that, so oh well. This just is what it is. And then the last skill, Glaive Wave. It's my favorite one. My favorite one right here. It hits 1 enemy, 2 endurance, 5 for 5. 5 for 5. This Little Caesars we're talking about. Man, forget them. Them and a weak ass pizza. Launches a sword slash at the enemy. 70% chance to remove 1 buff. Alright. So a little bit of what she got going on. All her skills and stuff. 70% chance. Look like that goes up to 100% and removes an additional buff once max skill. So that's favorite skill right there. At some point in time, I'll probably fully skill this just because I want to, for no other reasons, because there's no other reasons. But this is not about me. This is about Tough Luck and Stealth Elf. So let's talk about Stealth Elf. I mean, we got the Chompy app open, and I'm kind of looking at it at the Chompy app, but we're just gonna go ahead and scroll over to her too, because we got her here. We don't have her built, but we do have her here. So first skill, Poison Spores. So it hits 1 enemy, 1 to endurance, 2 mana cost, 18 second, about average. Says fires a poison fog at the enemy with the highest attack, casts poison for 3 turns when crit hit lands. So you gotta have that crit hit for the poison to land. Extra effect counts with skill ups and everything. So I mean, it's okay. It's okay. This is not the main reason why you got Elf anyway, right? Right. Okay. Now, second one, Blade Slash, 1 enemy, 2 endurance, 4 mana, 11 second on cooldown. Not too bad. 11 seconds, not too bad. For 4 mana, could be better. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is probably better for 4 mana, but 11 seconds okay. So it slashes the enemy twice. A rampage of attack. All enemies will be activated with a bonus hit when crit hit lands. So no, she needs the crit. I need the crit for her to get all this extra stuff. I mean, you guys are probably used to it by now. You know, it really doesn't do much extra damage, but if they like really low, she probably a cleave. Alright, then the last one, Stealth. One of my favorite ones. 0 mana, 22 seconds. Grant stealth for 1 turn. You know, she and when in stealth, it cleanses all debuffs for the most part. I know it cleanses debuffs. I'm not sure at the rate it was, because I remember using her on another account and it wasn't cleansing, so I'm not sure like how that exactly works. Like, does it cleanse everything? Is there certain debuffs it doesn't cleanse, or is it a sometimes effect? I'm not quite sure. So, but this is the basic rundown of the skills and everything. So let's move on. Now, with my young lady here, Tough Luck, she did undergo a nerf coming out of the pre-test server that a lot of people have played. Now, I suppose they had looked at what that nerf exactly was, because I don't know the full extremities of the nerf. But from my knowledge off the top of my head, and excuse me for not doing my full research because I'm like recording this on short notice, but I remember them saying it was 100% for her to heal when the enemy was debuffed. So now that it's at 50%, it's not as reliable, because people said she was able to solo B8, which is good, but I mean, you don't really need nothing to solo, not for real. And for me personally, I don't even use that skill. Like, I use this one just because you can remove the crit rate up or the attack up that the beast gets from the 2 crystal ads or whatever, which is more beneficial in my opinion for the team and not just her trying to heal herself in solo, because soloing doesn't really matter just as long as you're able to get the job done. So with that, I can understand why there is an issue that people may have had with her personally. Now, in regards to Elf, the biggest difference I see with the skills is, like, these 2 skills cost a lot of mana to use, so it's not as efficient, and you will have points where you're just waiting for mana to regen. Whereas Elf is not as much, because her second one only is 1 mana. It costs 1 mana less, or you can be like super efficient with the 0 mana. It's just more efficient in the skill, the mana to cooldown ratio, so to speak, just because this one is 0 mana opposed to having 2 5 mana and then a 4 mana, because they're almost about the same. Because, like, with that being a 22-second cooldown, that does make these like slightly better in the cooldown for its defense into cooldown, but for the mana cost, Elf will be better in that regard. Now, as further as damage go, I'm sure a lot of you know how strong your Elf is. I don't have mine built, so I really couldn't test her damage in the sense of like whose damage is better. But just from looking at what my Tough Luck does, I say it's probably somewhere around the same numbers. One of them might be stronger than the other one. I don't exactly know that. I don't exactly know to test Elf, but I can show what my Tough Luck does. Hopefully she doesn't get destroyed in this test run, because I mean that does happen sometimes. But where I use her is the same place you would run Elf at in regards to progression, which is B8. This is kind of where I'm at. I was able to build her an ambush to do the job for me, luckily enough. So we're just gonna kind of go in and just kind of see like some of what her damage is based off the stats that she have, and the stats been on the screen for a while, so you can kind of see and get a good grasp of what she does. So she actually crit there. Now she doesn't one-shot them. She doesn't have the enough attack for the one-shot based off the rune quality that I have. I mean, she only has roughly a little bit over 4k attack, probably about 5k attack. She'll be one-shot in these ads a little more, or just one-shot in them period, so it wouldn't be any issues there. At least that's what I figure once I get her there. So that's why I'm figuring, like, you know, the damage probably not that big of a difference between the two, and their usage is practically the same, because they both are life units. And okay, we're just going to be completely inefficient here and quit out. Should I quit out? or let you guys see the run. I guess you can watch the run, just kind of get a grasp of what my tough luck does. She's actually critting a lot more than what she would normally do. She like super derpy with me. Now, when it does come to the boss, she does have the better runes. So if she dies, if the boss target her and she dies, there's usually a failed run. But other than that, she can manage pretty well. I mean, my broccoli guy doesn't have the regen, so the regen probably would be a little more helpful for the runs as well in a success rate. But since don't, then you know it's kind of just what it is. So you see, she does pretty good damage to the boss as well. And you know, boss get its little bust ups. Now hopefully doesn't hit her. All right, hits broccoli. Broccoli takes one for the team, and then she completely removes the buck, which does good for us. And should be close to death here. And when she does land the diminish, it kind of helps as well. I kind of like that about her when she does get the diminish out. And there you have it. I mean, a little somewhat run. What my tough luck does, nothing spectacular, but she gets the job done. Now, I do wish I could like go and test out Elf with the same runes just to see if there is a bit more damage out of Elf. Now, I personally don't think that there's that big of a difference in her. And she's still a great unit overall. She's still really strong. You can see for yourself, like mine works just as well as anyone's Elf would work, and the pretty much the same kind of content or whatever for the most part. But the biggest difference I see between the two is the fact that, I mean, from the launch and still like to this day, that Elf is easier to build because you're given so much, especially going through that first quest line where you're just given so many pieces of her. It's just so much easier, and there's less farming you have to do. So if you're trying to get through the content as quickly as possible, Elf will still be the better route to go. Even though tough luck, you can farm her on easy at the first little stage, and the same spot where you can get your Elf pieces. So I mean, even if you was one of those kind of people that would build them side by side, you could also done that too as well. But I mean, they kind of fit the same role. So if you're somebody that is looking to do something different from everyone else and you just don't want to build stealth Elf, then tough luck is your girl. But if you just want to follow the meta progression, make things a little easier, and go through the content a little faster without having to have the roadblock of farming all of the pieces, then stealth Elf is your girl. But other than that, I don't really see there being any big difference in like just saying like, well, I wouldn't build tough luck, because tough luck is still a really great Skylander to have. I mean, I'm actually happy I built her. I wish I would have chose her over Blades, to be honest. And for you guys to know that I built Blades early on, that was actually my decision in the beginning when I started my account, when I decided like what I'm going to build, because I know I wasn't going to build Elf, and it was between tough luck and Blades. Had I built tough luck, I could have got B8 sooner. Blades was okay to get me to B7, but making this rebuttal kind of sucks, but that's the process of testing and learning and figuring out different ways. So I kind of hope this gives you a little more insight on the tough luck versus the stealth Elf. I don't think one is better than the other. I just think that one is easier to build than the other one is. But that's just my 2 cents and everything. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like. Give it a like, subscribe if you're new here, turn the post notifications on so you can be the first to view the content. Catch me on twitch.tv/GamerDude2088 so you can see me live 9 p.m. Eastern to 4 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I'm out. Deuces.